What's good, everybody? It's your boy Daniel Son Dunn, and I'm back at y'all with another video. Now look around. We in a completely different setup. I used to be back there, but now I'm up here. I got a desk and stuff. And let me know if y'all like this new like feel, the new look, the new setup. Cause if y'all don't like it that much, I can go back there. But for right here, I'm here for a very specific reason, and that reason is I'm doing a rapper tier list video. Now, I got a list of 40 rappers, all right? So basically what I'm doing, I'm gonna put them in a tier. I'm gonna rank them by tiers. And I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all what the tiers is. As y'all can see, the first tier, GOATed. They the best of the best, in my opinion. Now hold up, before we even get to the video, before any of that, the very first thing I wanna say is, this is my opinion. Y'all might have different tastes in music than I do, and that's cool and everything, but I don't want to see nobody going crazy on me in the comments because your favorite rapper didn't make it in the list, or didn't make it high enough in the list. This is my opinion. I got a list of about 30 people, and I'm just ranking them by the way I see fit. So if I think your favorite rapper is trash, I mean, he might not be trash to you, but he's trash to me. So I mean, you can talk about it in the comment section, but if you coming with that toxicity, your comment is getting deleted, no cap. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this tier list. Now with the first person that we're ranking, we're gonna do Lil Uzi Vert, and he's going in the trash tier. I'm sorry, Lil Uzi is trash. He can't rap, his flow is jacked up. Eternal Take was his worst album. It's the worst album of 2020. It's one of his worst albums he ever put out. He doesn't even have any good albums that came out. Like his flow is whack. He mumble raps. It's all that. Like he suck. He's not a good rapper. All people do is overrate Lil Uzi. Now that I got your attention, let's rank him correctly. I got a bunch of friends that really mess with Uzi, so I had to troll him for a little bit. But for real, in all seriousness, Lil Uzi, he's probably, I put him in the good tier. I mess with Uzi. He a hit maker. He got a lot of hits, but I just don't think he's the very best of the best. You know what I'm saying? Like, he good, but he's not like in the top tier. Some people will put him in the very top tier, but in my opinion, he's just a good rapper. He's not nothing crazy or nothing really special, but he's good. Like, he got good songs. He drops decent albums, and so I mess with him. All right, so the next one, I don't think this one gonna be too controversial. We got the Amigos, and the thing with the Amigos is, you know, as separate artists, each one could be in their own tier. But to be completely honest, as a group, in the most recent years, they've been in a bad category, because Culture 2 wasn't that good. They had a single with NBA Youngboy and nobody talked about it. That should just let you know that how far the Amigos have just fell off. I bet you didn't know they had a single with Youngboy. Not even Youngboy fans know he had a single with Youngboy. If I were to rank them individually, I'd probably put Offset in the good, put Takeoff in okay, then put Quavo in bad. But all as a group, they just all been kind of lackluster in my opinion. So they're gonna go in the bad tier for me. Now Rod Wave. The thing with Rod Wave is that I feel like people kind of overrate him. They try to make his music sing deeper than what it really is. But he's not a bad artist by any means. But to be completely honest, I've probably listened to like 3 or 4 songs by him. So I'm gonna have to put him in the not my preference / need to listen to more music. So I'm more of like kind of like a lyrical dude. I like more lyrical music with deeper meanings, you feel me? This stuff is more like kind of like sad boy rap. He tries to like sing and rap, and I feel like his music is just not as deep as some people make it out to be. I enjoy some of his music, but over this last like really year, people have really been overrating Rod Wave. But he's by no means a bad artist or trash artist, but he's also by no means a good or great artist, you know? Moving on, we're gonna move off Rod Wave. We're gonna go to Tory Lanez. I really like Tory Lanez. He's one of them artists where it's like, some people just downright hate him and some people just like him. Nobody really loves Tory Lanez like that. But in my opinion, he's an okay rapper. You know, the last album he dropped, I liked it a lot, but it was still songs on there where it was just like they just not hitting for me, you know. So I'm gonna just go ahead and put him in the okay rapper tier. Next up, we got Untitled Chapter, and y'all should know who Chopper is. Shout out Flow Dundada, Baby Mexico. Y'all should know who this is. I like him, even though he's not like how I said, like the deep meaning lyrical type of music. His music is very entertaining, and even though he's not that great of a rapper, when we talking about like technical rapping, spitting bars, like he not that good, but the energy he always come with on his songs and his beats always hit hard. I want to put him in the good rapper, but I can't see him in the same tier as like a dude like Lil Uzi. So I feel like I gotta put him in like the okay rapper, because I will say he's gotta getting repetitive. He done made 5 Shotta Flows, and I'm gonna be honest with you, they all the same song, you feel me? Untitled Chapter, in my opinion, he just like an okay rapper. Sometimes he could be a good to great on certain songs, sometimes he can be kind of lackluster, so I'm gonna just put him kind of like in the middle. Now, this might be controversial. Next we have Gunna. The thing with Gunna is he's not a horrible rapper, but I don't think he's a good one either. He's not good or really horrible. For me to like, you don't have to be a great rapper, but what you do have to be is entertaining and have a decent flow and energy when you come onto a song. So you got a guy like Gunna who raps like he's sleepy the whole time. I don't get that much in entertainment out of that, you know. When you got a dude who the last 2 albums, 3 albums he done dropped, he all sound kind of like the same monotone, just rapping in a low voice the whole time. That's just not my type of music. So I could either put him in the not my preference tier or the bad tier, because I don't think he's bad, because he does have some good songs. I'm gonna put him in the not my preference tier, because I think that sometimes he can be good, and I can see why some people really like Gunna. But just me, I just can't listen to a whole bunch of Gunna. I'm gonna lose some brain cells just keep listening to him all day. But next up, we got Polo G. And now Polo G, he's another one of the rappers where I know he's a decent rapper, but I don't really know where to rank him because I haven't listened to that much of his music. Like, I've probably listened to maybe 5 to 10 Polo G songs, probably not even that, I'm being completely honest with you. So for me, this is just a no-brainer. He's going in the need to listen to more. Like, there's nothing against him, I just haven't listened to his music like that, and that's just what it is. Next up, now if you know me, you know I like Denzel Curry. He's not the most biggest or popping artist right now, but he is the most consistent when it comes to dropping great albums. He has great singles. He's a versatile rapper. He can rap in all different kind of ways, rap about a whole bunch of different subjects. If I were to compare Denzel Curry to like an NBA player, I'd compare him to like Tim Duncan. Because, you know, if you know anything about basketball, you know, Tim Duncan was a beast, but he was kind of underrated. And I feel like that's the same thing with Denzel. Like, he isn't that big of a name or that big of a star, but the music he makes is way better than a lot of the people that are out and that are popping right now. So some people might not like this, but this is how it is. This is how I feel. He's one of my favorite rappers right now. He's going in the great tier, and that's just my opinion. Because if you go and listen to Curry, he got the Unlocked album, he got the Zoo album, and the Taboo album. All 3 of those albums hit. Don't just say, oh, he isn't as good as someone else that you might see below on the list and you haven't even listened to his music. Like, if you do that, your opinion is just invalid because you don't even know what you're talking about. You're talking out your ass at that point. But moving on, now this is gonna be controversial. See, down here, everybody want to be a Youngboy stan. Everybody want to be 4K Trey. Yeah, Youngboy going in the trash. Ooh, I know people gonna hate me for that, boy. But like, this is the thing with Youngboy. He the definition of a rapper who is made off their beats. Now, what I mean by that is, Youngboy, he doesn't have good wordplay. He's not that good of a rapper. Sometimes his voice is kind of weird on the song. It don't really fit the song, and it's just sometimes it's just the lyrics and his flow is just not that good. But if I'm being completely honest, the production on Youngboy songs are some of the best in the game right now. His choruses are what keep people listening. Like, if you listen to Make No Sense, Like, that's a hard beat. Rebels Kick It, that's a hard beat. Hot Now is a hard beat. But if you listen to what he's saying on the song and how he's saying certain things, it doesn't really sound that good. If you were to put him on another kind of beat, it would not sound as good. So, unfortunate to the Youngboy fans out there, he's going on the trash list, or on the trash tier. Moving on, we got Lil TJ. The thing with Lil TJ is, he's another one of them guys where I just haven't listened to enough of their music. So, after this, I'm gonna go ahead and go listen to some more music, because it's starting to get too many people in this little tier right here where it's just too many people I haven't listened to, and I got them on here. So after this, I'm definitely gonna go listen to more. I don't know. I'm not gonna make any promises. So I'm gonna put them in the need to listen to more. Next up. Now, the women is gonna hate me, but Nicki Minaj is going in the trash tier. She one of them rappers where it's like, she kind of like out of her prime, and like, she's not making music as good as she used to. But to be completely honest with you, I've never been a fan of like Nicki. I'm not her audience, but she got songs with every like big male artist. So when she she insert herself into the genre like that, it's like I'm kind of forced to listen to her. And when I hear her, it just doesn't appeal to my ears, especially with stuff she rap about. Like, I don't want to listen to you rap about your pussy. You're 40 years old. I don't want to hear about that. I just really don't. I respect her because back in the day, she probably was hard, but I ain't really have my own like musical identity, like what I really hardcore listened to until like 2015, 2016. And by that point, prime over. And then you get to like now, like 2020, and she making songs with 6ix9ine and stuff like that. It's like, you make 6ix9ine, that's who you making songs with, bro? But hey, I don't know. But what I do know is she is in the trash tier. Next up, we got Cardi B. And now this might be another one of them situations where the girls, the women, the females is not gonna like me, but she going in the bad tier. She going in the tier above Nicki. And that is because even though she raps about similar stuff to Nicki, I like Cardi's voice better. She has a better sounding voice to me. And it's some verses that I actually do like by Cardi B. But for the mass majority, I don't like Cardi B at all. But I will say she's better than Nicki, especially like right now in their careers. I say she's probably overtaking her as like, I guess, the queen of rap. Next we have Playboy Cardi. He's an artist where like he's overrated by his stans, you know? Like his stans say he's like, oh, he's so great, this, that, and the other. But in reality, the nigga is trash. He's trash. That's a no-brainer for me. Next we have Juice WRLD. And now, this is where we start getting back to some higher tier rappers. Juice WRLD is going in the good tier. At first, I was kind of like indifferent on his music. I ain't know if I liked it or disliked it. I was just kind of like in the middle. But towards the end of 2019, before his passing, I started liking his music a lot more. Like when Bandit came out, the Let Me Know freestyle came out. I believe that came out before he passed. I was like, okay, this is really good. So I started liking him a lot more, and I started watching him. He'd go on the little morning shows and freestyle and stuff. I was like, yo, this dude can really rap. So he just jumped higher and higher on the tiers. If it wasn't for his passing, I feel like he would have probably ended up in the GOATed category by the end of his career, because, you know, he wasn't even nowhere near his peak. And if you saw the type of the fan support he had, the numbers he was putting up when it comes to his streaming and all this other stuff, like he was really on track to be one of the best or one of the highest like stream artists of our time. You know, rest in peace to Juice WRLD. And we're gonna move on to the next artist. And the next artist I have on my list is Ski Master Slim God. And if you know anything about me, I used to really like him, but he has not dropped anything significant since 2018. So just for him not dropping music, he has to be automatically lower. He was in the good tier, but he's in the okay tier now. It's at that point where it's like he's been passed up by other guys that have just come after him and pass him up because he just hasn't been making music. But you know what? I can give him like a slight pass because yeah, he's going through a lot, because we just got off talking about Juice WRLD. He was a great friend of his, and of course we all know he was great friends with X. So he gets a slight pass from me, but I still really like him. It's just that he hasn't gotten worse. It's just that people have gotten better, if I was to put it in a simple terms. But next up, we got Young Thug. And this is the first person in our GOATed category. No, I'm from Atlanta. I love Young Thug. I love most people that come out of Atlanta. Atlanta has the best rappers in the world, in my opinion. I don't want to hear nothing about no New York. I don't want to hear nothing about no California or Florida or anywhere else. Atlanta is where it's at. We invented trap music. Some of the biggest artists out right now are from Atlanta. I got 8 artists from Atlanta alone on this list of 30 people. That right there should just let you know the type of talent that come out of Atlanta. Young Thug, I know a lot of people don't like him because of the way he raps, but to me, his voice is an instrument, you know? The ad-libs and the way he moves his vocal inflections up and down and all, it's like, that's what makes him Young Thug. I would have had him in like a tier below because of the So Much Fun album, but that has really grown on me since it came out. Ever since that album came out, I really started growing more of appreciation for Young Thug. And next up, we have Roddy Ricch. Now, Roddy Ricch, not gonna lie to you, before September probably of 2019, I didn't know who Roddy was. But once I heard, no, it was earlier than that because Ballin' had came out by that time. I heard Ballin' and I was like, oh yeah, this is an amazing song. I really like this song. And then his Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial album came out. Once that album dropped, he automatically became one of my top 5 favorite artists right now. That's just being real. Every song on there is a banger, and that's probably one of the top 5 best albums from 2019. And in 2020, he's came out, done some features, been great throughout this year, had the #1 song this year. It's not like he just had like one hit. He been dropping bangers after bangers after bangers. And I really applaud him for that because I didn't even know who he was probably a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago. But yeah, he's in my top 5 right now. I really like him. So he's going in the great category. Next up, we have Tekashi 6ix9ine, the rat, the snitch. I don't even think this is really like a debate, really. Like, trash. He's garbage. I listened to Gummo, I thought, okay, that's cool. But after a while, every single song after that was like the same kind of format, him yelling into the mic with the same kind of beat, the same little short, little retarded titles he had. And I just lost, like we all lost interest in 6ix9ine. And then after that, we all found out about the sexual assault charges. And then after that, he get locked up for racketeering and then becomes like the world-renowned snitch. And then after he gets out, the music is no better. He dropped another song with Nicki, which was trash. The day he got out, the song he dropped, that was trash too. At this point, he has just no redeeming qualities about his music or his image as a rapper. But we're gonna move on to Trippy Red. He fell off, in my opinion. He fell off hard. And it's not because he hasn't been dropping music. It's because he's been dropping way too much music. None of it has been amazing. The last good single he dropped was Topanga, and that came out like 2018. But he dropped 3 albums since then, and all of them have been mediocre. They've been average to below average albums. And I really liked them back when he dropped Dark Knight Dumbo, Taking a Walk, like I said, Topanga. Like, he has a bunch of good singles from 2-3 years ago, but in recent years, he hasn't dropped nothing really that good. So he gotta go in the bad section for me. And next up, we have Travis Scott. Now, Travis Scott, he's another case of where I wasn't really on him that much, and then he dropped Astroworld, and he automatically became one of my favorite artists. And I feel like even though he is one of the biggest rappers in the mainstream, he's still underrated, which is a kind of a crazy thing to say, but I feel like he mainly get recognized for his singles and like being featured on other artists' songs. But on his own songs, they're amazing. Astroworld was a great album. It should have won Album of the Year it came out. But Invasion of Privacy by Cardi B came out, and everybody knows that Astroworld was a better album. I don't know if I want to put him in the good or great tier, because I don't know. I'm gonna put him in the great tier. I'm gonna put him above Juice and Uzi and put him in the great tier. Now, next up, we have Megan Thee Stallion. Now, I like Megan. I like Megan a lot. But when it comes to her music, she is a rapper that I cannot listen to because she is talking about liking a penis with a little bit of curve, and I don't want to listen to that at all. So I'm just gonna put her in the not my preference. Now, I won't deny that she is a good rapper, She can rap, but I'm just not gonna listen to the she's rapping about. I can't listen to that. So, without further ado, let's move on from Megan and move on to someone who actually is f***ing terrible, and that is Blueface. Someone actually requested me to put this nigga on here like he was gonna be on the top tier. No, nigga, Blueface is horrible. Even he knows he's not that good. He made a whole album and the title was called Find the Beat because he know he can't rap on beat. I feel like at this point, he does it on purpose. When he did it when he first was blowing up, I feel like he genuinely was thinking it was like a good thing the way he was rapping and how he was rapping on the beat. But now it's like a meme to him. He don't do it for the love of the music, so, you know, I don't expect him to really change it. He's just doing it for the money. Moving on, we have someone else finally in the GOATed category, Kendrick Lamar. And I don't even think I need to really say anything. If you really listen to music, if you a music head, you know why he's here. And there's no reason he shouldn't be in the GOATed category. Kendrick, he hasn't dropped a bad album. Like, he literally hasn't. He's been dropping music for over 10 years and hasn't had a bad album. That's really impressive, because a bunch of these dudes in the mid tiers and in the lower tiers have already dropped 2 to 3 bad albums. It just goes to show you, like, the good music, it lasts a lifetime, but the trash, it comes and goes. He's still respected as one of the biggest artists of the decade. Like, they call it a big 3 with 2 other artists down here that we're gonna get into with him in a minute. Good Kid, Mad City, a great album. To Pimp a Butterfly, an even better album. And damn, that was a great album too. That was actually the first Kendrick album I listened to. In my opinion, that's my favorite one, but I guess that's just because it's my first one to listen to. But moving on down the list, we have YB and Cordae. And now the thing with YB and Cordae, I want to put him in the good tier, but I don't know if I should put him in the okay tier, because I like him, but he feels like a J.Cole clone at some points, and that's a big criticism of his career. But I feel like at the same time that can't be really used against him, because that's just how he rocks. That's just how he makes his music. But to be completely honest, the Lost Boy album was a great album, and there's literally no bad songs on it. I would just like for him to drop more music or more consistently, because you're probably wondering why the screen just went black. It's because my camera glitched out and it got stuck on some weird screenshot of me, and I doubt y'all want to see this the entire time. So it's going to get back normal, and it's still going to record audio and everything, so everything is going to be okay with the audio. It's just the image is stuck, so you're going to be looking at the list instead of the list and my face cam. All right, he dropped that one album, hasn't even dropped a single, I don't think. But, you know, I'm gonna put him in the good rapper category with Juice and Uzi. Now, Lil Baby, he's been the hottest artist out 2020, and to be completely honest with you, I don't know where to rank him, because technically, when we're talking about just being a rapper, he's not that impressive of a rapper in my opinion, but his songs are really, like, entertaining, and I really like some of his music. But he is one of them artists where he dropped a 24 song album earlier this year, and then dropped like a deluxe version of the album with like almost 40 songs. It was like, dude, we don't need this much music, because a lot of it is filler. Like, he dropped that album and the only song people really remember off of it is We Paid. If you tell somebody to name a song off My Turn and say name a song other than We Paid, they gonna go blank. Correct, he dropped a deluxe version with like 26 songs, so that's a correction. But even still, that's way too many songs for only 3 of them to be like really memorable. So moving on to DaBaby. This is someone who all within not even a year time span has went from a great artist to a good artist to just an okay artist. When I first heard of DaBaby, he had just dropped the Baby on Baby album. I was like, this is hard. Like, every song was hitting for me. That was also one of my favorite albums of the year. But the Kirk album was just an okay album. And then Blame It on DaBaby album. that was a bad album. Like, there's nothing memorable on it. And like I said with Blueface, he has turned him not changing up his flow, not changing up his beats into a meme. He had a song, he kept switching the beat every minute or so, and it just wasn't working. He was going hard on one beat, and then he switched the beat, and it was like bubblegum rap. I ain't like that shit. That shit blowing me. In my opinion, he fell off musically, not in the public eye and the media and stuff. He just fell off musically. His music is falling off. He had went from one of my favorite artists of 2019 to not even in my top 10 this year. Now we're gonna move on to a rapper in the GOATed category, and that is Drake. He's one of the greatest rappers ever to ever exist. And he's been doing this the same with Kendrick. He's been doing this for over 10 years. And for the most part, he's been consistent. He hasn't had too many bad albums. He definitely has not had any bad songs, really. People don't really like him that much now because I guess we've had him for so long, it's like kind of just time for him to move out his spot. But in reality, him and Kendrick are 2/3 of the big three that I was talking about earlier. And the last third is coming up next. Now, J. Cole. J. Cole is literally my favorite rapper of all time. Cole does not have a bad album. He comes in, he stays to himself, makes great music, and the one time he does come out and do more with other artists, he goes on like this ridiculous feature run where the whole year of 2018 and part of 2019, he just had feature after feature after feature, and all of them went hard. Like, let people know that like I'm still out here and I'm still the best rapper out here. That was the kind of energy that it really kind of gave off. 2014 Forest Hills Drive is one of my favorite albums ever. For Your Eyes Only is one of my favorite ever. KOD, even though he's not my favorite Cole album, I really liked it. And Born Sinner and Sideline Story and all the other mixtapes and all that, all of it is amazing. If we're being completely honest, you're just an idiot if you say he's not better than anybody up here. All right, next we got someone who is signed to Dreamville and someone who I started listening to because of J. Cole. I got JID. And personally, I don't know if I want to put JID in the good or great. Because even though he's one of my favorite artists out right now, it's just that sometimes his voice can get like a tad bit, not annoying, but it's like you can't really listen to it all the time. And then sometimes he'll be flowing. He'll like change up the beat. He'll put like a snippet of somebody like just regularly talking. It'll just ruin the whole momentum and flow of the song. The reason I have him up here is because, for one thing, his performance on the Revenge of the Dreamers 3 album, he had so many songs on there and every single verse he had on there was a banger. His DiCaprio 2 album, that was a great album. And I just really started liking his music after the 2018 XXL Freshman. That's when his music really started kicking off for me. I was like, yo, this nigga is hard. And he affiliated with J. Cole. That just made me mess with him like 10 times more. Our final rapper, Future. It's only two places where he could be, in my opinion. He could either be in the GOATed or the great tier. I think I'm gonna put him in the great tier. He's a great artist in my opinion. I don't know what it is about like the Atlanta kind of flow and the trap, and I just really mess with it. Same with JID, like he's another Atlanta artist. I feel like, yeah, that's it. Let me see if I can make some final adjustments. And I'm gonna put Corday lower. And now I'm thinking about it, I think I'm gonna move Doug out of the GOATed and put him into great. Cause now that I'm looking at it up with the other three that's up there, I can't put them in the GOATed tier. That's gonna cap everything off. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. And before I sign out, I just wanna say thank you for, all the subscribing and all the views, the likes and the comments and the sharing. Like, I appreciate all of that, man. It really means a lot to me when I see that people actually watch the video, when I see people that I know commenting under the video, when I see people that I mess with like posting it and reposting the video, when I see them sharing it, and when they give me feedback, I appreciate all that. We striving for greatness on some LeBron shit. What we at right now? Right now we at 77 subs, and with the help of God and you guys supporting me, one day these little 100 view videos and this 77 subscriber count, that's gonna look like nothing. I feel like, golly. And I feel like I can really achieve that if I just, keep working hard and get more consistent. And yeah, that's all I wanted to say. But it's your boy, Daniel's son, done. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video, all right?